latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Telling you guys a bit of a review video on a new product from Robens. So with me here today, I've got the Robens Klondike PRS. So basically the PRS essentially is a new model in kind of the Klondike design. So we've seen the Klondike in Robens range for the best part of, I want to say 8 years now. It's been a long time, and that sort of what kind of they've really done for the new 22 season is bring that kind of classical design but in with a more modern touch in terms of the fabric. So rather than it being polycotton, we've actually got it in polyester. So this helps to decrease the price, make it more affordable, still give you sort of a good sort of lifespan because we've got a really nice rough and tough 75 denier ripstop material, but it means it's lighter weight, so it's more transportable as well. So you get a bit of both worlds. Because it's polyester, one thing you'll also find is that it's a bit quicker to dry. Again, this is a bit of a bonus, certainly when it comes to, you know, if you're touring, going from one place to another. I won't quite have the lifespan of the polycotton, so that's worth bearing in mind, but essentially from the price point, it does reflect that to a certain extent. It's around about 370 long by about 350 wide, depending on which way you're looking at. So it's ideally designed to sleep up to 6 people kind of scattered about it. For me, you could definitely see me as more of a kind of a small family of 4 or a couple's tent, but the bow tents, as we know, are a bit quirky in design, and this, from certainly a price point, hits it a bit sharper. We've got a slightly raised kind of section here as well. What this enables you to do is actually increase the internal height and means you've got a bit of a flatter part on the inside, and we'll look at that a bit later on in the video. The material itself, like I said, is a really nice waterproof rating, so it's about a 5,000mm hydrostatic head, so it's really nice and waterproof. You've got essentially aluminium poles that go vertically. That's a little bit different to what you find in a normal Klondike, that it almost, rather than it kind of I use the analogy, like Russian dolls where they come out of one another after switch on, in that sense. It's sort of more like a traditional pole where it's all corded together, locks in. I find it a lot easier to use, and then you've got a little bit of a kind of expander at the top to get a bit more tension into it, and then you just insert the additional kind of A-frame as well. We've got a separate pitching video which you can see me kind of tutorially talk you through how you put it up and show you how quick, simple and easy it really is, especially to do this on your own. A ground sheet's built into this, so you've got basically a 210T polyester, Oxford polyester ground sheet. The ground sheet itself can zip on and zip out, so you can have the flexibility again of not having a ground sheet in place if you want to kind of go more kind of in, you know, sort of wild camping and that sort of point. So that also works as well. We've got multiple kind of pegging points. Not only have we got a pegging point on the ground sheet level, on the fly sheet level, then we've got one point for the guy point on the ridge, and then on there. So each corner almost has 4 points. So again, from a wind point of view and stability, it's very strong in terms of its graft. All of the points, certainly down low, are really nice kind of webbing strapped. Again, so you get the ultimate amount of tension with this really kind of really nice shiny buckle as well, just to keep it all really nice and taut. The front section itself, you've still got that kind of same kind of 2-panel door. The door itself, again, oversized pullers with kind of extra cord to get it through. The door itself can be rolled back either side. There's also a mesh panel built into it when you've got zip curtains on the inside to get that ultimate level of privacy you wanted to. Failing that, of course, you can transfer that for a bit more airflow, and certainly with being polyester, it's definitely more of a recommendation. So we can roll this section back here, open up quite nice and neatly. Now, the ground sheet on the front section, it actually sort of zips to the base of the door as well, and you can choose whether to have that directly up or have it down to give it a trip-free hazard. In the main section here as well, we've actually got a zip running down the centre back to the main ridge pole. What's this designed to do is, if you had, say for example, a stove, you can more than happily kind of fold this over or fold it underneath, and then any kind of embers or anything like that go directly onto the grass rather than onto the stove. So we've got a little flue directly in the top which you can pop it through. Romans, of course, do their own kind of variants of stoves and flues. They're designed to use with their tents, so that way if you've got any more questions, you can always make sure you buy the right product for it. For me, I think it's a nice idea, but I'm not sure overly how practical or how many people will actually end up using a stove. Like I said, in principle, it's really quite nice, but I think the practicality is of it maybe not quite all they're cracked up to be. Also, a little touch they've got here is they're kind of, it's part of the navigator range, so they've got like a navigator stars located down the bottom, so it just tells you obviously kind of what to look out for. So when you're sort of out in the wild, you can kind of get a bit more of a better idea. There's a range of carpets you can buy to go in here as well. And what you also find is that the bedroom scenarios will also fit. So a Klondike bedroom will still quite happily fit in there. But so let's pick the camera up and kind of a little bit wander around the tent and get a bit more of an up-close view to some of these features that we've been talking about. So as we kind of look slightly down it, we can probably go inside initially, and we can see the extra sort of ventilation points we've got located down the bottom. Again, each has got a full part of mesh and can be zipped up and open as you close. So that's your kind of way in or way out. So you've got one to the right, one at the back, and one to the left itself. You've still got kind of the apex ventilation points, which actually there's kind of a drawstring cord located here. So it allows you to open kind of the tunnel section at the top to allow airflow in without having to go externally to it. And if you're tall enough, you can reach it just to bring it down the access if you want to get it fully down to the bottom itself. Clips are located down the bottom, you see down here, and that is basically for the bedroom sections, which goes in place. And again, you've got a high point located there to raise it up. From an internal point of view, I say it's not, I can stand up happily quite in the middle, but obviously due to the sign where it all slopes in, the lower you go, the more kind of actual space you get. That's probably one of the things I always say about kind of the TP tents in terms of principles. They're nice to look at, but certainly from an overall practical point of view, they don't give you the massive amount of space that you would see on a floor plan, because everything obviously all slopes in. But I think they do look sharp, and I think even this, with it being still polyester, really looks the business. And especially all those vents as well means it's going to help with increased airflow. And we'll come to those kind of points here. So you see how they're sort of double pegged. So you've got one for the ground sheet and one for the point there, and then you've still got enough for the canopy water to kind of come directly off and drip off. So I think, yeah, it sits really well. Nice sort of size. They've done kind of in their kind of stargazer range, as we call it. There are a number of ones in the same kind of spec. So they've also done a version of the Chinook Ursa, which you can also check out as well as a comparison. So if you like the idea of this kind of concept being more lightweight and a bit more affordable and a smaller pack size, then you can also look at that in the different kind of functionalities and different styles that necessarily Robens do. But all in all, something a bit different. Quite nice to see something, a bit of a change kind of in that almost outback collection, and bring something a little bit more modern in a kind of classical twist. So that is the Robens Klondike PRS TP tent. For more information, feel free to check the link below this video. It takes you through to our actual website, where we've got things like the pack sizes, floor diagrams, overall pack weights, individual features all listed there for you as well. So if you want to have a look at a bit of the nitty-gritty details, you can always quite happily do that. And also our pitching video that we've done there is also located there as well, so it's all in one easy place to see, as well as things like price and packages and bits and bobs to go with it. So it's all always there at a touch button if need be. But always let us know what you think of the product as well. It's always great to hear back from you guys, and always we'd like to feed that back if we can to likes of Robens on kind of their products and kind of what they get up to. But all in all, that's our little video review. Any more questions, feel free to let us know via the comments box below. Of course, feel free to email us as well. But thank you for watching, and we'll hope to see you soon with the next product in the Robens range.